I downloaded some vintage Halloween clip art from Creative Fabrica, and then I pulled them into Canva and designed these two printouts. Super easy, just took a bunch of different images and plopped them down onto the canvas there. And then off to the side there you see those two picture frames I picked up from a thrift store for 25 cents total, and they are 5x7 frames, so I went ahead and printed these down at 5x7 as well. And then I cut a piece of foam board out just to push down into the back, and voila, easy peasy. I love these signs in my Halloween decor. Now, if you would like this free printable, I will have a link down in the description so that you can go to my website and download it. I love these plates from Dollar Tree, so I went ahead and I just cut the circle part out there, and then I cut just the skull out as well. And then I'm going to take one of their black canvases, which I was so excited to find before Halloween, and then I am going to take some of this spiderweb fabric that is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cover half of this sign with it. Nothing special, it's super easy to do. Just cut out a piece and use your staple gun, or really just a stapler would work as well, just to staple that baby down. And then I'm just going to put that skull circle down onto the middle of this canvas and pop up that other skull on top of it. I mean, so easy. But this is one of my favorite signs. I just think it's so simple, but it has a really great look to it. They have these napkins that go with these plates too, that have like a raven, a crow, I guess, whatever you want to call it. That's really cool too. And I didn't come up with really, I shouldn't say I didn't come up with something, but I didn't make something with the napkins, but I do want to, because I think it'll look really great with this sign. And then with the rest of the plates, I cut out 5 more of those skulls for the next project, which is really just making a quick and easy garland. I just what do you call punch punch is the word I was looking for. Punch 2 holes in the skull's head, and then I just weave in and out this silver ribbon that I have, and then I did the little like push pin, not a push pin, I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time with words today, clothespin bats in between the skulls, and make a super easy garland while I'm at it. But again, here I'm just using the 3D pop-up tape, and I'm just going to add that right on top of the other skull, and this is just going to give it some dimension and make it look a little bit higher end. For this first project, I'm going to paint this wicked sign from Dollar Tree. I'm using pumpkin, hazelnut, maize, and black chalk paint. I like chalk paint, it dries the quickest, and it just covers the best. So I'm just going to go ahead and color these just regular colors that you would normally see on a sign like this. And while that's drying, I'm going to use some of this spray adhesive and some of this creepy cloth from Dollar Tree. Both of them are from Dollar Tree. And then I just have this piece of wood. It's just kind of like a thin piece of wood left over from some other thrift store thing I had purchased. But you could use any big square sign from Dollar Tree or whatever you have on hand. And I'm just going to kind of lay this cloth out until I like how it drapes. And then I'm just going to spray the adhesive underneath it, and it sticks great. And now I'm using this little chalkboard sign that I picked up from Michael's. Again, you can just use a sign from Dollar Tree and paint it black if you like. I just had this on hand. I need to get it used up. Because this is going to be, it's a little heavier and going to be on this sign, I'm going to use some E6000 to give it that really good hold. And then to give it the immediate hold, I will also use some hot glue. And now that the Wicked sign has dried, I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the front. And because it's lightweight, I'll just use the hot glue to tack that down. Okay, here comes the fun part. I grabbed these glitter glues off of Amazon. They come in a 3-pack, gold, silver, and this black glitter. I just have this little piece of web design, wood piece that I had picked up, and I'm just using it for reference here. But I'm just going to take the glue and I'm going to make lines straight down, just kind of like rays of sun. And so I think I make 5 lines down. And then I'm going to make half circles between each of the lines to form the web. And this will make a glitter web that looks so awesome, especially in this black glitter. I love it. I use it again on another project in this video. And then I'll make another one down in the bottom corner. And of course, our sign needs a bow. And if I go a little quick here, let me reference down below, I did make a bow video for you guys. A lot of times you're asking me how to make bows, and so I have made a tutorial and I will link it below. But this one is just one of my easy ones where I just make a loop, twist the center, and then I'm going to add the tails on by just gluing them to the back of the bow. So I just felt like the witch's hat was getting lost on the black surface. So I'm just going to do like a white stitching around the hat to make it pop out. And I used this white pen that I got off Amazon. It's amazing. So I will link that down below as well. For this project, you'll need this tray from Dollar Tree, the pack of 4 little skull caddies. I don't know what you would call them. The little, pails. That doesn't sound right either. Anyhow, I am going to dry brush some white over this plastic tray here so you can reveal the spider web and stuff that you can indentation. Man, can I remember my words today? Indentation that's on there. Now I get a little bit too much paint on the one part up there. I really wanted it to be a little bit more dry brushed. So no problem. I just went back with a wet wipe and wiped it down and then painted it. But I almost looking back now like the way it looked when I wiped it off. Then the white kind of only stayed. And you could see them better. You see the spiders much better. So either way that you like it, I was kind of going for like a creepy, rusticy look, but I think that looks good too. And then go through your paper stash. If you don't have any scrapbook paper, you can use a gift bag, wrapping paper, or you can just leave the main part of the tray blank, but I went ahead and grabbed a piece of spidery scrapbook paper for the center. Okay, and then using these little skulls, I'm going to pop off the handle there, and then using my markers that I got from Artix, they are paint pens, but they have the brush tip and you don't have to shake them or press them down to get the ink to come. And once they're on there, they're permanent and waterproof. So I really like these for that fine tip. Some of my other paint markers, the paint's coming out of those. This is a little bit more control like a pen. So I really like those. And this set comes in 30 colors. And I will link those down below as well as a 15% off discount code that I have for you. So I'm just taking the black there and sprucing up my skeleton some by outlining the eyes, nose, and mouth. And this will just make the skull pop more. Now I'm going to just take the scrapbook paper here and put it down to size. I kind of played around with some different ones. I went with these glittery bats going in a circle. And then I will Mod Podge that down and Mod Podge all over the paint as well, the whole tray. And then I just glue on those skeletons, and now I have a fun Halloween tray that you could use for food, you could use it for decor, whatever you find a creative use for. throughout the year when I find cool bottles, I set them aside because I know I'm going to make potion bottles at Halloween time. This one right here is a really cool bottle. These are, I think they're called On the Rocks, and they're like pre-made cocktails, and they're really good. And I got mine at Rag Aid. So if you want that bottle and a good drink, there you go. And then I'm going to take some of this I don't know what they call this. It's because it's not spider web. It's just like a throw they have at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to cut up a little bit of it, and then I'm going to Mod Podge it down onto the bottle. And I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to add some torn pieces of paper towel. And we're just going to, this is just adding texture, and it's like this old bottle, because when I get all the textures down on it that I want, I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to spray paint it with matte black spray paint. Once I finish both bottles, I'm going to move on to these books here, also from Dollar Tree. Now, these aren't the boxed ones. The boxed ones are a little more boxy, like they're more of like a square, where I feel like these ones look more like books. So using some of their little felt letters there, I am going to write magic on one book and spells on the other. And then once I get that down, so this book right here is going to be my top book, and I really liked the design that was on the top of it, but I am going to spray paint these black. So I thought I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to trace what's on the top of this. So I use my black glue gun, you know, glue, but you could just use your regular glue gun. It doesn't matter because you're going to spray paint it black. I will say though, it does make for easier coverage if you do use black glue, but again, not necessary. So you see here, I'm just going around, and I noticed that the black glue was way more stringier and like stickier, but anyhow, I just go ahead and I go around the edges here, and I do go back with my this glue gun too, and I glue around some of those bottles as well. And then I just take them out and I spray paint them. And once those are dry from the spray paint, I'm going to use some metallic copper paint from Waverly, and I'm just going to brush it across the parts that I used the hot glue, and then again over where I did the letters. Now I'm not going to do a whole lot to the second book because they are going to stack. And I'm kind of playing around here with how it looks, so I just take a little sponge here and I'm kind of sponging it out, give it kind of that antique-y look. Of course, you can use gold paint, silver paint, whichever you like. I'm loving this metallic copper. I've used it on a lot of fall projects, so I do recommend it. Again, it's from Waverly. And I'm just going to take, again, my paintbrush and I'm kind of just winging it here, but I do love the way these turned out. They look, I don't think this does it justice. They look much better in person. And then with the bottles, they really pop using them together in the decor. I'm going to take one of these witch hats from Dollar Tree and I am going to rip this tinsel off. It is on there really good. I really had to like, yeah, cut it up. Now you can set it aside and use it for another project. I have like a bag full of tinsel that I've ripped off projects that I have yet to use, but you never know. You don't want to throw it away. And then I'm going to grab some of the creepy cloth from Dollar Tree as well. And thank you to my viewers there for telling me it was creepy cloth. That makes sense. I didn't know what to call it in the last video. But I'm going to cover it in creepy cloth instead. So this is going to make a higher end looking witch's hat. So at first there, I drape over 2 layers of this and it's too thin. So I go ahead and flip that over. So now there's like 4 layers of this going. Now in hindsight, right here, I would have put a rubber band, but I didn't. So do that first. But I'm using some of this cool ribbon from Dollar Tree. I believe this one is spiders, I think. This ribbon is so cool. It comes in like 5 different shapes. But I'm just gluing it around the base of the hat, and that's kind of like that belt that goes around the witch's hat. Again, this is why you see that had I used a rubber band, it would hold tighter and hold the shape a little better. I just dumped the hat upside down in a little vase there or a cup. That's just going to make it easier for me to have a flat surface to glue all this down. So I'm just gluing it, cutting it, gluing it, cutting it. Doesn't matter. You're not going to see this part. Plus, this is kind of supposed to look kind of like an old rustic witch's hat. So no big deal. And now it's time to embellish the hat. I went ahead and clipped the stem off of this. This comes in a 4-pack. You get 2 with purple berries, and then you get 2 with silver berries. So pretty good deal. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. And then some more ribbon here from Dollar Tree. This is a spider web ribbon that I'm going to just do a very simple bow on and glue that to the hat as well. It still needed something, so I'm using one of these foam roses from Dollar Tree. I really like these. You get quite a few in a pack. You can see it also has orange, white, and black. So that's a fun find. I'm glad I got those because I have used a couple of them so far. And that's it. Look how cute this witch hat is. Much better than that tinsel looking hat. I don't think a Halloween video would be complete without a wreath, and I'm loving this welcome sign from Dollar Tree. And this is also one of their bigger wreath forms. I don't see the bigger ones that often, but it's the 18-inch. And I'm just going to hot glue it here onto the back, and then I'm going to take some Gorilla Tape and also tape that over. I have a hard time with wreaths and only using hot glue because I live in a very hot climate and they will fall apart. Even in October, it's still hot. So I'm just going to use, again, some of this Gorilla Tape to adhere this on nice and good. So then I am definitely winging this wreath. I didn't really know exactly where I wanted it to go. I just knew I had so many cool elements. So I cut the stems apart of these black roses, and they also come with these little silver skulls that are also on a stem. And I'm just going to start putting those around. Now, I use chenille stems, but pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call them, and I just use a little, I cut them down actually into quarters to adhere them on. I personally like zip ties much better. I just feel like they're stronger and they're easier to use. I didn't have many black ones left, so you will see me use a couple here because the stems kind of want to slip around. So I use the zip ties on the stems, but then on like this stuff, the mesh, I use the chenille stems. So first I'm just trying, again, I could tell you I'm winging it. I just kind of scrunch it and put it on there. I want it to have that kind of puffy like look, but I didn't like it. I did two of them and then I decided, no, I don't like that look. I go back to just the old-fashioned roll them up way. And so, you know, I didn't take them out. It doesn't matter. They're all going in there anyway. So you'll see me do the regular mesh technique here in a minute. But that mesh is fantastic. It is so gorgeous with the glittery spider webs. I will say this was the most glittery mess of any project I've ever made. It's very, very, very glittery. So be forewarned. Keep your little desk vac handy and vacuum as you go. So this is the other stem I was telling you about that was also in with those black roses. And I just love it. Okay, so here you see me. I'm going to roll it up. I'm going to do it in twos. Normally when I'm making a mesh wreath, I do it in threes. But for this one, I just take two at a time. And then with a little chenille stem, I just wire it down right onto the wreath. So it's pretty much just these elements. It's going to be the black roses stem, this mesh, and then there was a little bit of these little, what do they call them, pit berries? I only had a couple, so I'm kind of bummed I didn't have more. Uh, if I was buying all this knowing ahead of time what I was going to make, I would have bought some more of those, the berries you see right there in my hand, because I really like those. Now I also kept this just black and silver, but after I finished it, I think it would have looked really cool if there was some more purple in it because the sign does have purple. But I'm really trying to go for those like black and white vibes this year, just that like classic vintagey, you know, if there's gonna be orange, it's gonna be like deep and rusty, you know, not like bright and happy. I'm just going for that vibe this year. I love this. I don't even know what you would call it, but this is also from Dollar Tree. I guess it's a garland is what you would call it. And at this point I decide, this stuff's really cool, how am I going to use it? And so I stop what I'm doing and I go ahead and I tie this down. You don't necessarily see it a whole lot, but it's really cool and I was like, I want to use it. So you see it a little bit. I use it kind of, you know, as you can tell on the bottom, and then I'll go over the top of it and you'll see some of it peek out, but I'm going to just tie it down with the little chenille stems. Again, I just have little tiny pieces of it so that you don't see too much of it. And then once I get that down, I'm just going to repeat what I did there in the beginning in that bottom left corner. I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. So basically I do like a black rose, and then I do two sections of the mesh, and then I do the little skull stem, and then two more things of the mesh, and then the black rose, mesh, skull, mesh. And I just do that all the way around. I don't make you watch the whole thing because you've seen me do one section and I just repeat that section. And this was a quick wreath. Again, the worst part was all the glitter that comes off. And the funny part is it doesn't really scream glitter when it's done. It's just the stuff, the glitter that fell off of stuff is what made quite the mess. If you don't have one of those little desk vacuums, I highly recommend it, the little ladybug vac. I'll have it linked in the description. It's $10. I use it so much. It's great for when you're sanding and you can just vacuum it right up. It's great for glitter. It actually sucks up the glitter. So an amazing $10 purchase that you must purchase. I think it's a crafting necessity. And this is the finished product. Again, just grab whatever you can find at Dollar Tree that's silver and black and then just intertwine it all. I just think this looks so great. It's, you know, it's that vintagey kind of fun look and not too like cutesy. Hey, this is another fun and easy project. I'm taking an empty roll from ribbon from Dollar Tree. This, I think they say cloche. I don't know how to pronounce it, but you know what this is, a dome thing. And some of these purple Halloween ribbons and a plastic skull from Dollar Tree. Now, if I'm saying it again, cloche dome thing was from the 99-cent store for $2.49. So I'm going to just take apart the flowers. The first stems I actually cut, and then I realized it's actually easier just to pull the flowers off because I don't really need them to have any kind of stems. So then I'm going to take this empty ribbon roll, and what it's going to do is it's going to give us height for our skull. So I'm just going to glue it down to the center. And then I'm just going to start taking the flowers and decorating around it, just using my hot glue, randomly placing them around. And then I'm going to add the skull head to the top of this, and then just fill in where is needed, where there's holes with flowers and leaves. And then I'm just going to put the dome on, and this project is complete. I've had this black ball in my stash for a while now from Dollar Tree. It's just supposed to be like table decor. And I saw these bat wings at Dollar Tree. It's actually a dog costume, so I think you should see it on my dog before we go any further. She's a good sport, but definitely was not a fan. So we'll use it on this project instead. So I just cut the elastic off of it. I'm leaving the wings as is. this is going to be a simple project, but I think it turned out so cute. So using my white paint pen here, I'm just going to draw on its smile with fangs and some little eyes. And then I'm going to glue those wings right onto the back of this ball here. And what I like about this ball is it does have the flat bottom, so it'll sit flat and easy. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to grab some black felt and just cut little triangles and glue those on for ears. So easy peasy, would be a fun project for a kid to make, but I really love how it turned out. And now with these triangles, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little dot of glue right in the center and then pinch it. Now I realized I had this black piece of felt and it was over the black ball, and so you couldn't see what I'm doing. So on the second ear there, you'll be able to see it. So hold tight here on the second ear. I'll do it over the white surface so you can tell what I'm doing. But again, you're just pinching that little center out. To give it, you know, his ears a little dimension, and then just putting some glue along the bottom. Now, in my last video, I used black hot glue, which I totally recommend. Get like one of those super cheap glue guns and use it for colored glue. It really helps. So something like this, it won't show. I didn't have it in my gun yet, but that would work well. Also, my E6000 is also black. Don't blink, this goes by quick. This little sign here is from Michaels, as well as these words. Again, like the last project, it was $1.80 for these 2 words, and I just painted them in black chalk paint and then glued them down to this sign. That's it. I just love the simplicity of it. It's not overly done. It's one of those less is more, and it really stands out, and I absolutely love it. Super, super, super easy. On this project, I was inspired by both Olivia over at Olivia's Romantic Home and The Handmaid's Tale 711, I think it's her name, over on Instagram, but I will link them both below. But they both did really cute hats like this, and I wanted to make my own. So I start out just by stuffing this witch hat from Dollar Tree with some Dollar Tree shopping bags. And then I'm going to take this stove cover and just paint it black with black chalk paint, and this is just going to be my base so that it is nice and sturdy. This is a bunch of stuff I picked up at Dollar Tree, ribbons and spiders and flowers and lights and whatever I could find that was black and purple. And that's what I'm going to use to decorate the witch's hat. This actually turned out to be one of my favorite Halloween crafts that I made, so I'm thankful to those two who made very different ones. So this was my take on it, but they definitely inspired me, just like I'm trying to do too, to inspire you to make it yours. So I go ahead and I just hot glue this down to the cover. I didn't catch that on film, but that's just what I gotta do, and then I'll make it nice and sturdy. Okay, so I've sped this up because I'm a slow crafter. I like to just enjoy the process and just kind of sit and create. So I'm speeding this up because I can be really slow. But anyhow, I'm just going to kind of cut apart the pieces, and I'm just going to start by gluing down some of these roses and just kind of decorating. I just kind of go, you know, just what do I think is going to look good for the next thing. So I'm going to glue down a couple of these roses, and then I thought, you know what would be cool is these lights. I picked up these lights from Dollar Tree. They have little ghosts on them, and I never know exactly what to use these for, and then I was like, this is going to be so neat. I can light up this hat. So I glue down the box, which I did put a battery in first, but I glued down the bottom that it doesn't matter, so I can actually still change the battery out. And then I'm going to glue the roses and things around the box, but keep the little power on and off button so that I can easily just turn it on and off. So that's how I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and just, like I said, just adding flowers, adding these glittery stems, and just keep going around this hat. And I just kind of want to make it a little bit over the top. And then I'm just going to feed these lights here and there. Just keep going, so just keep a watch out, and I'm pretty sure you get the gist. And as you watch, I just want to say I actually made so many projects. I just really love Halloween. I haven't been able to decorate for Halloween in a couple years because we seem to do home remodels in the month of October. I don't know, but anyhow. So that's why I have so many of them this year. And so one of the things I made was a wreath, and I filmed I filmed the wreath, but apparently only half of it got recorded. So it's kind of sad. I wanted to share that with you. But I'm going to go ahead and post the 2 wreaths that I made just to kind of show you some inspiration. And again, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. My handle over there is $__mom. So 2 underscores. Someone else had the one with just 1 underscore. So that's what I did. But anyhow, I post all my creations over there. So it's a good place to get just still pictures that you can save over there on Instagram. All right, so I'm making bows here. I hope that you all have a fun and safe Halloween wherever you're at. Okay, using these Dollar Tree trees, I grab 3 of them here and I zip tie them together, and then I just start fluffing that baby out. And then I take the other 2 that you see off to the right there, and after I have some fluffing done, I'm going to go ahead and zip tie those ones in as well. And this is just going to give me a nice full tree. It'll be, and then for the 5th tree that I had, I went ahead and just cut off all the branches so that I could just put them anywhere where I felt like it needed them. The great thing about these trees is they are wire, so they're really easy to wire together. So as I, intertwine the 2 here and then the 3, I can extra secure them by taking some of the branches and wrapping them around each other. So it's just a matter of fluffing, and the 3 trees are my base, and then the 2 that I'm adding here, you'll see, that's just going to make it taller and fuller. And now I'm going to cut a hole in the top of one of these carvable pumpkins from Target. They are normally $8. I got this one on clearance last year for 80 cents. And then I painted it black with spray paint. Then I'm going to push this tree down in there. Now I couldn't really get foam in there and then a way to keep it secure. So then I grab some of the creepy cloth and I just start pushing it down into the pumpkin and this keep it standing up straight. And then I wasn't going to even show the creepy cloth. I was just going to like have it go around the base, but then I loved how it looked draped down. And so that was one of those happy accidents where I was like, yeah, I'm liking where this is going. Also, I apologize. I started filming from this other angle and forgot to flip my phone so it's upright. But anyhow, get this in there and that's going to help keep it from flopping over, and then whatever, you can just cut another little piece and just keep pushing it down in there. And then I just took some of these ornaments from Dollar Tree. I hang those all around the tree. Now I didn't put lights in this. I checked my lights. So the ones from Dollar Tree, the little battery operated LED ones, they were too small. It wouldn't go around enough times. Their regular lights that plug in, that would probably work, but I didn't have any. So you just saw those little signs from Dollar Tree, so I'm going to take one of those, and it actually works out perfectly just to hang it from the bottom of the tree. I didn't even have to glue it on or anything. So I'm just going to embellish the bottom here a little bit here with one of these little witch's hats, and then I'm going to put one last witch's hat on the top, but you couldn't see it, I'm sorry, but you'll see it in the after product there, after picture. It's just a hair clip that looks like a witch's hat that I got from the 99-cent store. So most everything's from Dollar Tree. The pumpkin is from Target. I know Michael's and other craft stores sell them as well. And then the little hair clip was from 99-cent store. I grabbed these cupcake holders from Dollar Tree and I really love them. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. I knew I wasn't making cupcakes, but they were really cool with this like spider web look to them. So I went ahead and put a couple together and I thought they fit on this candlestick and look so cool. So I went ahead and I spray painted the clear candlesticks at Dollar Tree with a matte black. And now I'm just taking my glue gun and I just glue this down in 2 spots. But I come back later right here and I take black hot glue and I go around the whole thing, and I like how that looks so much better. So I have this other glue gun, couldn't think of the word, from Hippo, and I use it for my colored and different kinds of glue sticks. And so this one I put black ones in, and it's great for Halloween. I use it on a lot of projects in this video, and so I'm just going to go all the way around and give it kind of that gluey like melted candle look. And then just with some E6000 and again some more of that hot glue, I'm going to glue 2 of the candlesticks together. And then after I do that, I'm going to glue on these skulls also from Dollar Tree onto the tops. And these are just going to make kind of a, I don't want to say fun because skulls aren't necessarily fun, but a cool Halloween decor piece. I think it will look good kind of in the background of my decor. Again, those cupcake holders are so cool, and I feel like there's lots of different things that you can do with them, and they had other designs as well. In one of my recent fall videos, I made over this Christmas sign here into this harvest fall sign, and now I'm going to flip it over and make it into Halloween. If you haven't seen my videos where I do this, I had bought this Target sign. It came with 4 of those signs, and I've been decorating them for each holiday. So I'm just taking 2 different pieces of scrapbook paper. That spider web one, I looked on the back, and it was made in 2007. So, it's just kind of a little bit of an old piece of paper. But the spider webs are like velvety. It's really cool. And then I just found this stripe paper that I thought coordinated well with it. Now these signs in particular aren't 12 by 12, so that's why you're gonna need 2 pieces. So I'm just putting them down. You can see it's hanging over the edge, but that's okay because I'm gonna flip it over and cut off that excess. So this sign, again, it was from the Target dollar spot at Christmas, I think 2 years ago. So obviously you can't buy that again, but all it is just a sign that hangs for each holiday and you can just flip them over. So you could easily make yourself one of those. Then in between each of the different patterns, I'm going to use this amazing ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's black skulls. It's so cool. They have spiders, I think spider webs, and maybe pumpkins, maybe bats. I can't remember, but there was like 5 different ones and they're so cool. And so I'm going to put that on both the top and the bottom. And then I grabbed this Trick or Treat words from Michael's. It's normally $2.99. They were on sale for $1.80. So that is a really good deal, I think. And I painted the Trick and Treat black, and then I painted the or in Cashew by Waverly. And then I'm just gonna hot glue those down onto here. And then I'm gonna grab one of the little broomsticks from Dollar Tree. I cut it down a little bit. I made the broom part a little bit shorter. And I glue that on down next to the Trick or Treat. And then I finish my broom off with a little bat. And this was, you can see, so quick and so easy. There's just a few elements. But it's like one of my favorite things I've made. I mean, oh, I said a bat. It was a spider. But anyhow, look how easy peasy that is. And here it is hanging on my Target sign. Okay, for this project, I'm going to use this pumpkin sign from Dollar Tree. It comes in their fall decor, and they also have it in their Halloween decor, and it's the same, just different design. I'm going to flip it over and use the back, and then I picked up this cute little spooky spider wood piece from Joann's and some scrapbook paper. And this little wood piece from Joann's is normally $2.99. It was 60% off, so under $1.50. So I'm going to just take apart my sign here, and I'm going to trace the pumpkin onto the scrapbook paper. And I will end up Mod Podging that right onto this pumpkin. I could have sanded or finished off this back, but you know, it's Halloween. I don't mind the glitter so much. And then I'll just cut this out, and then I'm going to set it aside because it's going to be time to paint, and I really should do that first because you want to give it drying time. And here's where I use that glitter glue again. I just love it. So I just outline the spider web part. So not the word or the actual spider, just the web. And I just think it gives it that little bit of extra. This glue does take a little while to dry, so definitely do this step at the beginning. So one of my favorite things is Mod Podge and scrapbook paper. I am a scrapbook paper addict. I have so much of this. This was actually from my stash, so I don't even know if it's in stores anymore because I could have bought it 10 years ago. Who knows? So anyway, I'm just going to put some Mod Podge down and the scrapbook paper on top. It's just amazing how a pattern piece of paper can really transform a project. So based on whatever shape you come across that you're going to string here will be how you string it. This one already had holes, 2 at the top, so that's how I decided, and it had 1 hole on the pumpkin part. So I just feed it through here and make a couple loops, and that is how I hang the spider off this. And lastly, just a quick little glitter bow here using ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's such a fun, this is the one time a year I just let the glitter go. I have glitter. I'm not sure this project could be any easier. I found these napkins at Marshall's. They were $3.99 and you get 40 of them. It's funny how I say this is a splurge. I'm like, I spent $4 on napkins, but it's so cute. I just loved the napkin and the saying. It's so perfect. It says, "Hocus pocus, I definitely need wine to focus." So I needed that. So I grabbed this little sign from Dollar Tree and I'm just popping off the middle there and this little piece of wood that was making it 3D. Super easy. I don't know how I got so lucky that my napkin and this sign were the exact same size. So I'm literally just gonna Mod Podge this napkin down into this sign and that's it. It's complete. I don't want to put a bow. I just like the way it looks just like that. Now, the one mistake I did make, I should have cut the napkin in half because I didn't need the back part of the napkin because you know how they're folded in fours. So you'll see here that the napkin kind of lifts up. So I just use a little bit of this Dollar Tree spray adhesive just to kind of, yeah, right here, stick it down a little bit. But that was all to this project. So again, you can use scrapbook paper, whatever you find, but this napkin, it spoke to me. I had to make a project with it. And I have 39 more to make more projects. And here are the skulls cut out, and then these little bat pins that I was talking about, I just painted them black, and then I just pinched them in between each of the skulls, and I made a simple but good looking garland. Okay, for this one, I picked up this pumpkin from the Goodwill for $2, and this is a fabric strip pack from Walmart. It's so neat. I used it on another project as well, and some Mod Podge. So these fabric strips are really neat. They have Halloween, fall, Christmas. They had all sorts of them, and I want to say they were $5.97, and it comes with so much. So it works out really great because these strips are just the perfect size to start wrapping around this pumpkin. So I'm just going to start by adding some Mod Podge to the pumpkin, and then I will just lay the fabric down and wrap it all the way around. And then I will go to the next pattern and do the same thing. Now, this was a very good find, of course, at Goodwill, but I do know that Walmart also carries these larger pumpkins, and I want to say they're $4.97 at Walmart. So this was so easy to do, a little messy, but it was so quick and so easy just to wrap these pieces of fabric around. I just had so much fun making this, and it turned out so good. I hope the picture I show at the end of the video does it justice. I also made one with the fall fabric that I picked up with one of the smaller Dollar Tree pumpkins, and I will also show that picture at the end of this one as well. After you get all of the strips on, then you're going to want to coat the whole outside with more Mod Podge. So I also picked up these cute napkins from Dollar Tree, and I wanted to see if I could do the same thing but with the napkins. So I go ahead and I cut some strips up, and I add it to the pumpkin just like I did on the last one with fabric, and it worked great, as you can see here. I didn't show you the process because you had just seen it before, so I just did the exact same thing. Now I'm just taking a pipe cleaner, I'm folding it in half and folding it in half again, just to make a fun little stem for my pumpkin. I'm just going to make a little hole, put it down in there, and add some glue. Again, I hope this was clear. I just repeated the process of the Mod Podge and fabric, but on this one I cut strips of napkin and did the same thing. But I just wanted to show you the final project because final project? Yeah, you get it. And then I'm just going to add a bow on this just to give it a little extra pizzazz. And like I said, I find bottles throughout the year that I just love, and so I didn't really want to do a whole lot to this wine bottle, so I thought, you know, I'm just going to cut a hole here in this skull, and I'm just going to, you know, like stake it with the wine bottle. It's just going to be a skull topper. I love these skulls from Dollar Tree. You know, for $1.25, you really can't beat it. They just really look good in the decor. So again, I'm just cutting it out. It cuts really easily, and I'm just sticking it right down there on this bottle. If you haven't tried 19 Crimes wine, it's really good. I really like it. It's not the cheapest, but it's like right there in the cheap range. And then I'm going to use some more of this garland stuff. I'm just cutting off one section there, and I'm just going to glue it down. Now this is where that black hot glue comes in handy. And I wanted to say earlier, I didn't mention it, my E6000 was also black. I accidentally bought black, and so I don't use it very often, but whenever I know I can hide it or whatever I'm gluing isn't going to matter, I'll use the black. So it came in handy finally at Halloween that I could finally use my black E6000 and my black hot glue. And that's it for this project. I just like the bottle the way it was because it's called 19 Crimes, and it just seems very Halloween and like, I don't know, like maybe a serial killer is loose or something like that. And that's it, and then I just add it to my decor. So this skeleton is a little skeleton bride from Dollar Tree, but I don't really want a bride, so I am just ripping off all the little white tulle on it. They do have some that don't have any costume on it, but I think it was like motion censored. I don't know. I tried it with this one. Now the long arms of the skeleton were not working for me. It made it so it couldn't sit. So I take my pliers here, not pliers, what are these, wire cutters, and I don't cut all the way through. I cut just enough so that I'm able to bend these, okay, so I'm giving him elbows, and there, now he can sit. And then this drinking cup, this pumpkin one, I also have a skeleton one, or a skull one, but they didn't have them anymore when I had the idea. So anyhow, so I'm using this pumpkin. I'm not gonna paint it. I think it's a really cool, like, this kind of look to it. So I'm gluing my skeleton to this pumpkin here. He's gonna hug it. But what this is gonna be is a candle holder. So I'm taking this rubber band here to hold them all into place, and then I let it sit while I do other projects. So once it's nice and secure, now we're ready to decorate our candle holder. So I'm taking some of this spider web ribbon here, and I'm going to put it around where the bottle cap would go. Okay, now I've stuck a pillar candle inside of a very small piece of floral foam there, and then I'll put some glue at the bottom of that, and that way my candlestick will stay down into the cup well. And then I am going to give it a little more makeover here. I'm going to add this little black leaf, and then add the black flower, and this way you aren't going to see that big kind of gape. That hole is bigger than where my candlestick goes, but this will kind of cover that up. So when you're looking at it from the side, it will look like a cute little skeleton candle holder. Again, I just love making over these pumpkin signs. I can't tell you how many I've made over, but scrapbook paper and these pumpkins, they're a winning combo. Again, I picked this up from Joann's. I got it with that spider one, and I probably got 5 more because they're so cute. And Joann's is one of my favorite places to pick up these little wood sayings because they're always on sale and they're really good price anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to take apart my pumpkin here, and I'm going to cover it with scrapbook paper once again, and then just add my little boo saying to it, and I have a super cute tabletop Halloween decor item. I like to pick up these unfinished wood pieces from Joann's and Hobby Lobby after the season is over. They're really inexpensive. So I colored it with my paint markers, okay? Set that aside. Now onto my pumpkin here, just a regular old pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and then some of their black sparkle vinyl. I find that this doesn't cut very well in my Cricut, but it does work great as like covering. So like if you don't have scrapbook paper or anything, this stuff works really great. Plus it's sticky. So you just put it down like you would wallpaper. I used my wallpaper smoother to smooth it down, and it's so fast, so easy. I love this option for covering surfaces. Okay, now with the same purple pen that I used, I'm going to also use it on the stem of this pumpkin. And then you can see I did it in the Happy Halloween on this little witch's hat. I used a silver Sharpie on the webs, and then I used that black marker from the beginning of the video, the little brush marker. And then I just glue this on. Look how simple that was. I know if you're like me, you're like, what am I going to do with these unfinished wood pieces? Well, I think this was the perfect solution. You'll have to let me know down in the comments if you like working with these little unfinished wood pieces or not. And here's another example of one that I colored and put on a Dollar Tree hat. I hope you enjoyed these Halloween DIYs, and until next time, happy crafting!